Have you ever wondered what it truly means to be a rock star? It's a title that conjures images of screaming fans, sold-out stadiums, and a lifestyle most of us can only dream of. But for a select few, it's not just about the music or the fame. It's about building an empire. These aren't just musicians. They're visionaries, entrepreneurs, and titans of industry who have amassed fortunes that rival those of kings and queens. They didn't just write hit songs. They wrote their own rules, transforming their artistic passion into unimaginable wealth. So how did they do it? What are the stories, the struggles, and the savvy business moves that propelled them into the financial stratosphere? Today we're peeling back the curtain to reveal the top 10 richest rock stars on the planet. Get ready for a journey from legendary talent to jaw-dropping fortunes as we count down from number 10 to the undisputed king of rock and roll wealth. Our countdown begins with a true guitar god, a living legend whose influence is etched into the very soul of rock and blues. At number 10, we find Eric Clapton, with a staggering net worth of $450 million. Known affectionately as Slowhand, Clapton's 6-decade career has been a masterclass in musical brilliance and emotional depth. His journey began in the swinging 60s with the Yardbirds, where his prodigious talent quickly set him apart. But it was the formation of Cream, alongside Jack Bruce and Ginger Baker, that ignited his global fame. Cream was a supergroup in every sense of the word, a tempest of blues, rock, and psychedelia, with Clapton's fiery guitar solos as its thunderous heart. Yet behind the scenes, a different storm was brewing. Few know that Clapton's iconic Slowhand nickname wasn't a comment on his playing speed, but originated from the slow, deliberate hand claps of the audience as he changed a broken guitar string on stage during a Yardbirds concert. This intimate connection with his audience, this shared moment of patience and anticipation, foreshadowed the deeply personal bond he would forge with millions through his solo work. Timeless hits like Layla, Wonderful Tonight, and the heart-wrenching Tears in Heaven are more than just songs. They are raw, unfiltered expressions of love, loss, and vulnerability that have resonated across generations, cementing his place as a musical giant and a financial powerhouse. Next, at number 9, we have the human embodiment of rock and roll swagger, the one and only Mick Jagger, with an estimated net worth of $500 million. For over half a century, Jagger has been the electrifying frontman of the Rolling Stones, a band that didn't just play music, but defined a cultural era. Alongside his musical partner, Keith Richards, Jagger co-wrote an arsenal of anthems that became the soundtrack for rebellion, romance, and living life on the edge. From the defiant snarl of "I Can't Get No Satisfaction" to the seductive groove of "Start Me Up," the Stones' blend of rock and blues was a global phenomenon. Jagger's magnetic stage presence, a whirlwind of energy, sensuality, and pure charisma, made him one of the most iconic performers in history. But his success isn't confined to the stage. Jagger has diversified his portfolio with solo albums and a foray into acting. Yet it's a surprising business decision that reveals his true financial acumen. While many artists of his era lost control of their lucrative back catalogues, Jagger, a former student at the London School of Economics, took a keen interest in the band's finances from the very beginning. This early understanding of the music business allowed the Rolling Stones to retain ownership of their master recordings from 1971 onwards, a move that has generated hundreds of millions in revenue and secured Jagger's place as not just a rock icon, but a formidable businessman. Securing the 8th spot on our list is the other half of the Glimmer Twins, the legendary Keith Richards, with an impressive net worth of $500 million. If Mick Jagger is the charismatic frontman, Keith Richards is the soulful riff master who gave the Rolling Stones their signature sound. His guitar work is the stuff of legend, raw, energetic, and deceptively complex. He's the architect behind some of the most recognizable riffs in rock history, from the snarling intro of Satisfaction to the timeless groove of Start Me Up. But Richards is more than just a musician. He's the embodiment of the rock and roll outlaw, a rebel with a guitar and a seemingly indestructible constitution. His life has been a whirlwind of creativity, controversy, and survival, all of which have contributed to his mythical status. While his wild lifestyle is well documented, a lesser-known fact speaks to his deep, almost academic passion for books. Richards owns an extensive library with a particular love for history and has even considered becoming a librarian. This intellectual curiosity, this quiet dedication to knowledge, stands in stark contrast to his public persona and reveals a man of surprising depth. It's this combination of raw talent, rebellious spirit, and a sharp mind that has not only fueled his artistic longevity, but also his immense financial success through decades of record sales, sold-out tours, and a share in the band's valuable music catalog. At number 7, we find a true musical chameleon, the one and only Sir Elton John, with a net worth exceeding $550 million. For 5 decades, Elton John has been a dominant force in popular music, a flamboyant showman with a genius for crafting unforgettable melodies. His collaboration with lyricist Bernie Taupin is one of the most successful partnerships in music history, producing a treasure trove of hits like Your Song, Rocket Man, and Tiny Dancer. His albums, from the cinematic Goodbye Yellow Brick Road to the soulful Tumbleweed Connection, are timeless classics. Elton John's live performances are legendary spectacles of sight and sound, a whirlwind of extravagant costumes, dazzling showmanship, and undeniable charisma. Beyond the stage, he's a dedicated philanthropist, with his Elton John AIDS Foundation raising hundreds of millions for HIV/AIDS prevention and awareness. But here's a surprising detail that underscores his monumental impact. In 1986, he was part of a supergroup called The Power Station, but not the one you're thinking of. For a one-off charity event, he joined forces with members of Queen and other rock royalty. His ability to collaborate and command the stage with other musical giants speaks to his universal appeal. From his chart-topping hits to his Oscar-winning work on The Lion King, Sir Elton John has consistently proven that he is not just a rock star, but a global entertainment phenomenon whose influence and fortune continue to soar. Continuing our countdown at number 6 is the poetic soul of a generation, the legendary Bob Dylan, with an estimated net worth of around $500 million. Widely hailed as one of the greatest songwriters of all time, Dylan's influence on folk and rock music is immeasurable. His career is a masterclass in artistic evolution, a testament to his relentless creativity and his refusal to be defined by any single genre. In the early 1960s, his anthems Blowin' in the Wind and The Times They Are A-Changin' became the voice of a social and political awakening. But just as the world crowned him the king of folk, Dylan risked it all by plugging in an electric guitar, a move that was met with both boos and bravos, but ultimately cemented his status as a fearless innovator. While his lyrical genius is undisputed, a surprising aspect of his career reveals another layer of his artistic vision. In the 1970s, Dylan co-wrote the screenplay for and starred in the film Rinaldo and Clara, a nearly 4-hour experimental epic that blended concert footage, documentary-style scenes, and fictional narratives. Though not a commercial success, it was a bold artistic statement that showcased his desire to push creative boundaries beyond music. This willingness to experiment, combined with the timeless power of his songs, culminated in the historic 2020 sale of his entire songwriting catalog for a reported $300 million, a deal that solidified his immense financial legacy and proved that the words of this reluctant prophet are, quite literally, worth their weight in gold. Moving up the ranks to number 5 is the intellectual rock star, Sting, with an impressive net worth of $550 million. Born Gordon Sumner, Sting first captured the world's attention as the frontman and bassist for The Police, a band that masterfully blended rock, reggae, and new wave into a sound that was utterly unique. Hits like Roxanne, Every Breath You Take, and Message in a Bottle showcased his distinctive voice and sophisticated songwriting. But Sting's creative ambitions couldn't be contained within a single band. In 1985, he launched a solo career that saw him explore jazz, classical, and world music, producing timeless tracks like Fields of Gold and Desert Rose. Beyond his musical endeavors, Sting is a dedicated activist and a shrewd businessman with a diverse portfolio of eco-conscious investments. However, a lesser-known passion reveals a different side of his intellect. For years, Sting and his wife, Trudy Styler, have owned a 16th-century estate in Tuscany, where they have meticulously restored the vineyards and olive groves to produce their own wine and olive oil under the label Il Palagio. This dedication to agriculture and the art of winemaking reflects a deep connection to the land and a commitment to sustainable living. It's this blend of artistic brilliance, intellectual curiosity, and entrepreneurial spirit that has not only shaped his iconic music, but also cultivated a fortune that is as rich and complex as a fine Tuscan wine. Claiming the number 4 spot is the late, great Jimmy Buffett, whose estate is valued at an estimated $600 million. Hailed as the king of Gulf and Western music, Buffett created more than just songs. He crafted a lifestyle. His unique brand of tropical rock, infused with a carefree spirit and a dash of humor, became an anthem for anyone dreaming of an escape. Songs like Margaritaville, Cheeseburger in Paradise, and Come Monday are more than just tunes. They are invitations to a sun-drenched, stress-free paradise. His devoted fans, the Parrot Heads, embraced his celebration of life's simple pleasures, turning his concerts into massive, joyous gatherings. But Buffett's true genius was in recognizing that he wasn't just selling music. He was selling an idea. In the 1980s, he launched the Margaritaville brand, transforming a beloved song into a sprawling business empire of restaurants, hotels, resorts, and merchandise. While his business acumen is legendary, a surprising fact highlights the sheer scale of his entrepreneurial vision. Beyond the restaurants and resorts, Buffett's business empire also included a partnership to develop Latitude Margaritaville, a series of active adult communities for those 55 and better. He wasn't just offering a vacation, he was selling a permanent state of mind, a retirement destination built on the promise of perpetual relaxation. Jimmy Buffett was a master storyteller, a brilliant musician, and a visionary entrepreneur who built a billion-dollar brand on the simple idea of paradise, leaving behind a legacy of music and a business empire that will continue to transport us to a place where it's always 5 o'clock somewhere. At number 3 on our list is the voice of the American heartland, the one and only Bruce Springsteen, with a net worth exceeding $650 million. Affectionately known as the Boss, Springsteen has built one of the most celebrated careers in rock history, a career defined by poetic, working-class lyrics, a gritty, passionate voice, and legendary marathon live shows. Alongside the incomparable E Street Band, he has crafted a catalog of anthems that are woven into the fabric of American culture. Songs like Born to Run, Thunder Road, and Dancing in the Dark are more than just hits. They are epic tales of hope, struggle, and redemption that have forged an unbreakable bond with his audience. A major pillar of Springsteen's financial success is his relentless touring, with concerts that are legendary for their energy and emotional intensity. But here's a surprising fact that reveals another dimension of his artistic soul. Before he ever sold out stadiums, a young Bruce Springsteen was a masterful chess player, so skilled that he could often beat several opponents simultaneously. This strategic mind, this ability to think several moves ahead, is a fascinating counterpoint to the raw, instinctual energy of his performances. It suggests a man who is not only a passionate artist, but also a brilliant tactician, capable of mapping out a career with the same foresight he once brought to the chessboard. This strategic brilliance was on full display in 2021 when he sold his music catalog to Sony for a reported $500 million, a landmark deal that secured his financial future and underscored the timeless value of his life's work. Coming in strong at number 2 is the charismatic frontman and global activist Bono, with an estimated net worth of over $700 million. Born Paul David Hewson, Bono is the unmistakable voice and principal lyricist of the Irish rock band U2. For 4 decades, his passionate performances and socially conscious lyrics have been at the heart of the band's global appeal. From the raw power of their early albums like War to the stadium-sized anthems of The Joshua Tree, U2's music has always been a force for change, tackling themes of justice, human rights, and spiritual yearning. The band's massive global tours, like the record-shattering 360-degree tour, have consistently ranked among the highest-grossing in history, cementing their status as one of the biggest bands on the planet. Beyond music, Bono is a tireless humanitarian, co-founding the One campaign to fight extreme poverty and preventable disease. But it's a savvy business move outside of the music industry that truly launched his wealth into the stratosphere. In 2009, through his private equity firm, Elevation Partners, Bono invested in a fledgling social media company called Facebook. When Facebook went public, that investment reportedly earned Bono hundreds of millions of dollars, a return that dwarfed much of his earnings from music. This incredible foresight, this ability to see the future of technology and media, proves that Bono's vision extends far beyond the stage. He is a rare combination of rock star, activist, and venture capitalist, a man who uses his platform and his fortune to not only entertain the world, but to try and change it. And now claiming the coveted top spot on our countdown, with an astonishing net worth of over $1.2 billion, is the one and only Sir Paul McCartney. A name synonymous with musical genius and cultural revolution, McCartney's impact on the world is simply immeasurable. As a founding member of the Beatles, he co-wrote a staggering number of classic hits that didn't just define a decade, but reshaped the course of popular music forever. Songs like Let It Be, Hey Jude, and Yesterday are more than just music, and they are part of our collective cultural DNA. After the Beatles, he launched an incredibly successful solo career and formed the band Wings, delivering a string of hits that further solidified his legendary status. But Sir Paul's immense wealth isn't just built on his unparalleled musical legacy. He is a brilliant and astute businessman. One of his most significant ventures is his company, MPL Communications, which holds the copyrights to an enormous catalog of songs, including works by other legendary artists like Buddy Holly. But here's a truly surprising detail that showcases his forward-thinking approach, even in the earliest days of his career. In 1963, before the Beatles had even conquered America, McCartney and John Lennon formed their own publishing company, Northern Songs. While they later lost control of it, this early move to treat their songs as valuable assets, not just artistic creations, demonstrates a business acumen far beyond their years. McCartney's journey to reclaim his and Lennon's publishing rights was a long and arduous one, but it was a battle he eventually won, securing a massive financial windfall and full control over his life's work. From his strategic investments in real estate and art to his continued success as a global touring artist, Sir Paul McCartney is the ultimate rock star mogul, a creative and financial powerhouse whose legacy as the wealthiest rock star on the planet is a testament to a lifetime of artistic brilliance and unparalleled business savvy. What is the one common thread that ties all of these rock legends together? It's not just their incredible musical talent. It's their ability to see beyond the stage, to transform their artistry into enduring empires. Which artist's surprising business move or hidden talent shocked you the most? And who do you think is poised to join this list in the future? Let me know your thoughts in the comments section below. We hope you enjoyed this journey into the fortunes of rock and roll royalty. If you did, don't forget to give this video a like, share it with a fellow music lover, and subscribe to the channel for more deep dives into the lives of the world's most fascinating icons. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.